In the City of London, a two-day conference promoting trade in the Kurdistan region of Iraq attracted around 500 people. Among those attending were Iraqi Kurds who in earlier times had taken shelter in the United Kingdom, fleeing persecution by Saddam Hussein. Now business and political leaders in their own semi-autonomous region, they were back with a message. Kurdistan is a haven of peace and the gateway to Iraq.
Kurdistan is a stable, secure part of Iraq and has a friendly business environment. And I cannot think of a better place to set up a base to service this promising emerging market of Kurdistan and the larger Iraqi market.
Anyone taking up the invitation would be joining some big names already there.
I would like to encourage those of you who haven't yet been to Kurdistan to go and see for yourselves what is possible, to see for yourselves why brands like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Lafarge, Rotana, Lufthansa are investing and doing trade with Kurdistan and Iraq.
But despite the promise of a bright future, the dark past was also present.
The people of Kurdistan have survived a difficult and tragic history. Under the previous regime, we suffered what has now been recognized as genocide. Our people were forced to flee their homeland many times over the past several decades.
After chemical attacks and the destruction of more than 4,000 villages and agricultural land, it's a remarkable story of survival and rebirth.
I don't think that you can find an example in history where a group of people, an ethnic group of people, have risen that far in that short a period of time.
But issues still persist with the current Baghdad regime, including disputes over territory and how to unblock the export of crude oil and to pay oil companies.
In the oil and gas sector, I think they have one very big problem at the moment, and that is that the central government in Baghdad regards the oil and gas contracts that have been signed in Kurdistan as illegal.
With an estimated 45 billion barrels of oil reserves and 3 to 6 trillion cubic metres of gas in the area, there's a huge amount riding on negotiations with the central government. The Prime Minister is hopeful.
We recently submitted a detailed proposal by which we would solve this issue of oil contracts, and the Iraqi cabinet has endorsed those proposals by the KRG, and we hope that we will be able to put it behind us.
For some, it's a case of reconciling two completely different philosophies.
In the Republic of Iraq, everything is still thought of kind of like when Saddam Hussein ran it. Everything was centralized, it was government control, and that's the way they're running the oil industry there. In the north, in Kurdistan, it's entrepreneurial, and capitalism is far more profitable for the people.
In the meantime, oil companies have to choose between the north and south of Iraq.
Right now, and historically over the last couple of years, what the federal government in Baghdad has said that they have blacklisted companies that are working in the Kurdistan region.
The potential projects in southern Iraq around Basra were simply so huge that the oil majors, the BPs and ExxonMobils and Chinese national petroleum corporations couldn't afford to upset the Baghdad government. But there's significant investment from a number of small and mid-sized companies in Kurdistan.
One foreign entrepreneur in the embryonic tourist industry has achieved the dream of making Kurdistan a gateway for business to Iraq. Babel Tours, in the regional capital Erbil, recently hit the headlines with their first tour of southern Iraq.
In Erbil, I had no doubt from the very beginning that it was possible to take people, because Erbil and all Kurdistan, there is no problem to go and and to discover the country with perfect security.
Security remains a key issue, not only within Iraq, but because of its geographic position at the heart of the volatile Middle East. Despite Kurdistan's growing ties to close neighbour Iran, US businesses are ramping up their presence in this resource-rich, needs-hungry area.
We've had an Iraq business initiative since late 2008, but we are re-energizing it and really launching a very aggressive program in the United States to support American companies investing in Kurdistan and Iraq in general.
Incentives to foreign businesses in Kurdistan include property ownership, tax breaks and profit repatriation. With $13 billion of foreign investment to date and an economy growing faster than the rest of the country, the signs are the region could prove a safe economic haven while Iraq sorts itself out.